I'm James,
And I'm John,
and we're on HelpBnk. A few months ago, where were you with your dream? Well, we were still doing our dream, and we were trying to see whether this was something we wanted to fully go on board with it, and we decided it was.
What was the biggest problem you had? We had a few problems. One of them was clients. One of them was how do we get people know who we are and how do we market our company?
What changed since then? People started to recognize us for cleaning places nobody asked us to clean. I never thought people would ever recognize us for cleaning.
Yeah.
And it's like now we're now considered influencers as much as businessmen. It was never our plan. And we have fun doing cleaning random places.
What has been the craziest moment so far? The craziest is people recognizing us wherever we go, but apart from that, it was cleaning the British Airways plane. That was a 10/10 experience. I would highly recommend, if you ever get the opportunity, definitely do it.
Yeah. We cleaned the outside of it, which was so cool. What made you start this? We always said that we wanted to start something that we were good at. So it was like, let's start a cleaning company. We're good at cleaning. Why not start a cleaning company? And then from that, it then evolved to cleaning random places, to then encouraging people how to change their perspective of cleaning, and that cleaning can be fun.
What was the hardest part early on? The hardest part early on was trying to figure out what worked. I think that's what most people's is, but there's only one thing you can do, is just try. You keep trying and then you end up stumbling on something that you then realize, wow, this is genius. Like, we kept putting out so much student content, and it's not until we put out so much student content we stumbled up on cleaning random places for free.
What did you try before HelpBnk? Well, what we tried was student-friendly games. We saw some success in it, but not the success that we thought of how it could be. And it was fun, but then we realized it was too niche, and a lot of people that watched our content, they can't relate to being a student, because it's either they were once a student, being a student ages ago, so immediately mentally they just click off. So we was like, what can we do that can reach everyone?
What made you think I need help? It was when we realized that we just needed to gain more customers. That's when we realized that we needed help, and it was about how do we bring the right people on board, how do we build a great business, how do we increase our cash flow. That's when we realized that that's when we needed help.
We found HelpBnk from the very beginning. Actually, we were one of the first 5 people to pitch our dreams when the staircase was first bought. We saw it. John saw the video on YouTube, and then he was like, James, why don't we just go and pitch our idea? And then was like, let's see if we'll actually get a response. And we did.
What made us pitch was simple, was because we lose nothing in pitching. So we said, why not pitch it? If Simon sees it, great. If he doesn't see it, great. To us, we were going to do it regardless of anything.
The feedback was amazing. People loved it. People loved the idea of doing it for students. People loved the fact that we were cleaning. People loved the energy, the fact that we were twins. The reception for it was so much better than I thought. It gave us confidence to keep going and just like, okay, this is something can work. We just have to figure out how it's going to work.
What was the one piece of advice that changed everything? Simon said for 6 months when we initially met him, lock in for 6 months on social media. He wasn't wrong. So about maybe 7-8 months just later, it ended up working. We found a formula that works.
And the other one he said, which was the most important one that really stuck with us, was what's stopping you from doing it now? And that same day we went to go and buy our first ever uniform. That was the first ever leap of faith that we took into the business. Any major roadblocks after that, and how did you get past them? How do we evolve what we're doing? I think for about a month we didn't really post that much content. We was like, we thought we had to level up everything we were doing. We thought that it always had to be bigger and better, but then we realized and came up with a strategy and said that's actually not sustainable. So we was like, what if we just keyed a wide range of different places, whether it's cleaning dirty places or it's doing something cool, so we can always work within that spectrum. We got past them by just trying and figuring it out, because that's the only way. You never know what works and what doesn't work until you try.
What was the one thing you wish you knew earlier? How important it is to learn to balance, because basically for us it's 2 businesses, so learning to manage the social media business and the cleaning business.
Also, one thing is that enjoy the journey more. The early moments are probably very fun times, because you never know what works. It's like excitement. You never know, and I would tell my past self just to enjoy it a bit more, because great times are coming. Biggest lesson you've learned from the whole journey is start, never stop, be consistent, always evolve, learn to pivot, be creative, learn how to use social media in a creative way, learn how to improve your cash flow, learn a lot about businesses,
And bring the right team.
and bring the right team. Yeah.
James, I'm not gonna lie, you started great.
No, yeah.
By the time you got to the 7th one, whoa, that was way too
but
many, buddy.
That's fine.
One mistake people should avoid. It's kind of funny. I think the one mistake people should avoid is, I think, learn to do it for the love of the game. If you learn to do it for the love of the game, then it's never about money. Even when we reached the milestone of the amount of money, because we were like, wow, if we made 10K per month, we would be so happy. It didn't change much. It was like, oh, okay, we did it. And it was one of those things that if you love the game and you know why you're doing it and you're in love with it, the game will be in love with you back.
And stop making excuses. Everyone always says, I don't have this, I don't have that, I don't have money. But you know what you have? You have creativity. You have your mind, right? And if you learn how to leverage that, then everything that you don't have, you eventually would get it. If someone's got an idea but no clue where to start, what should they do? Best thing to do, you have many options. You either can go and learn from somebody else and then they can guide you through it. And when you're trying to do that, try and provide them with some sort of value. There may not be money, it may not be your connections, but what you can do is save them time on. For example, if you knew that they don't like writing emails, you can be like, hey, look, what I would like to do is write all your emails for you, do this for you, take off that workload that they don't like, and then you become valuable to them.
Yeah.
And then another thing that you can do is just go out there, go and start it. Have a big goal. So for example, if you say your big goal is to gain 5 new clients, right? How would you gain 5 new clients? Break it down into what can I do to gain new clients? Where are they at? Who will they speak to? And you just figuring out just questions like that, breaking them into smaller goals makes it a lot more achievable.
Yeah. It's so cliche, but everybody says it, but because it's true, you just do it, because you never know what works. Like maybe that idea that you thought, don't think about it, becomes the one that you stumbled on, and then people call you genius for it. You just never know. But yeah, it's just starting it, figure the rest later. We always say, start it when you're not ready. Because when you start it when you're not ready, you're not giving yourself excuses.
Yeah.
You just do it and you figure everything out. Trust me, it always works.
Yeah.
Nothing to worry about.
And stop trying to be perfect, or it needs to be perfect, it needs to be this. There'll be no perfect time. You just start, you just have to go and do it.
Do it now.